crossed legs and closed eyes. Make sure that you've got a comfortable seated position. So just soften your jaw, relax your shoulders, focus on the spot just above the two eyebrows in the centre of your forehead, and erase any trace of a frown now from your brow. And just take a long, conscious, deep breath in through the nose, and just follow that breath as it rises up in between the eyebrows into the midbrain, and then cascades down into your belly, fills your chest. And as you exhale, just observe the breath as it makes its exit, travelling warm by the lungs out through the nose again. So just a few quietening breaths like that to sedate your nervous systems, to tame your monkey brain. And as you cultivate this sense of stillness, of quiet introspection, just take a reading, your own MRI if you like, a scan of your body, and just notice how you feel physically this morning. Acknowledge your level of energy, how you feel mentally, emotionally and spiritually, so that you begin to get a complete understanding of exactly where you're at right now at this precise moment in time. An opportunity to step off life's merry-go-round and find a quiet spot for some new time. As you crack open your eyes, bring your hands out wide and interlock your fingers above your crown. Push away the ceiling and draw your shoulders back and down. And as you reach up high and lengthen up tall through the spine, continue to breathe slowly and steadily, puckering the flesh together between your shoulder blades. Exhale and angel wing your hands back down by your sides. Do that again, inhaling, only this time change the way you're threading your fingers so the opposite forefinger is threaded to the front. Think about it, it will feel different when you get it right. And then push away the ceiling, draw the outer armpits back and the shoulders down again. This time keep the fingers as they are. As you exhale, take your chin to your collarbones, bow your head to your heart. And as you cave your belly and try to suction it right up into your back rib cage, try tractioning your shoulder blades apart and employ the weight of your head to begin to release tension in the neck and the upper portion of your spine. Breathe deeply into the back of your lungs. And then as you inhale, raise your hands once again up high to the sky, and exhale and angel wing your hands back down by your hips. Take your left arm up and overhead as you take a deep breath in, breathe via the armpit to the left hip. Leaning into that side bend, begin to oil your wrist, circle your hand. Maybe wriggle out your fingers and your thumb. Keep dropping in on gravity. And once you've circled your hand one way, continue to flow through your fingers, circle your hand and lubricate your wrist in the opposite direction. And then when you're happy that you've got your wrist a little bit looser, your finger joints a little bit more warmed up, just come to stillness and turn your palm to face the wall behind. Peer up past your left tricep towards the sky. Drop in a little deeper if you can. And then exhale and trail your fingertips all the way around in front of you. Bring your left hand to the outer left hip. Soften your forearm to the floor, all the way down if it will go. And then start to rotate the hand. Flow through your right fingers and thumb. Breathe via the armpit to the hip. Long deep breaths. And be as theatrical and as choreographed as you like with that hand movement. getting all the joints moving, and the fingers, the hand, the wrist. And then just revisit that still point and peer up towards the ceiling, dropping in a little deeper if you can, and staking your right sit bone to the floor. Now exhale and sweep your right hand all the way behind your back this time. Bring your left hand to the outer seam of your right thigh. Take another deep breath in. Look forwards to begin, so look to me else. And then as you exhale, start to twist, starting with the navel. And gradually work your way through the thoracic vertebrae, all the way up to the neck. And ultimately glancing into the corners of both eyes at the wall behind you. Now keep rotating your navel and heart to the right, and then glance down and peer towards your left hip. And as you incline your head over your shoulder, soften those shoulders a little bit more. Sink the palm of your right hand to the floor and see if you can facilitate a deepening stretch into the right side of your neck and upper trap. So lean back as far over your shoulder as you can. Now bring your right arm into play and wrap your right arm over your left. So you come into that eagle bind with your arms. Take your forearms forwards, traction your shoulder blades apart. And again, shrug the shoulders deeper away from your ears. Take a few deep breaths there, stretching out the upper back. Engaging the spinal muscles, core to hold your spine upright. And then begin to tilt back, look up, and raise your forearms parallel to the ceiling. Still drawing your forearms away from your face. And then keep that feeling of drawing them away from you whilst you simultaneously, hinging at the hip crease, engaging the core, fold into your forward bend, humbly bowing your head and heart towards the earth. And then just drop in like a shadow silhouette of yourself into your body. And once again, find that stillness, that quiet place, that inner sanctum of tranquility, of calm. And then slowly find your way back up again as you breathe in. And take your forearms over to the left. And as you exhale and you twist and rotate the neck at the shoulder girdle, keep driving your forearms to the left, your eyes to the right. Long deep breaths, nice long spine. Really stretch out this right shoulder. And then come facing forwards, unravel your arms from your bind, and then can the legs. Oops, I need to disrupt the carpet. And change the cross of your shins. Continue to breathe slowly and steadily, inching your fingertips slightly adrift of your hips. Inhale and steeple your fingertips above your crown. And as you exhale, draw your fingertips in between your shoulder blades and stretch out your triceps, your armpits. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Inhaling, raise the hands, still in prayer. And exhale. Another one, the same, deep breath in again. And exhale, really draw your fingertips between the shoulder blades. Last one of these, deep breath in. And exhale everything. Now, still sitting cross-legged, raise your hands and just hook your four fingers above your crown now. Exhale and pull your right elbow as close as you can get it to your right ribs, right waist. Meantime, draw the left elbow to the ceiling and lean your head against your forearm. Try not to collapse the neck forwards, but lean your head back into the forearm. And then continue to sit upright, gently coaxing that stretch into the side body, into the armpit, into the left tricep. And then inhale, raise your hands again. And then exhale, pull on your right hand with your left. Establish the correct position for your neck. Lean your head against your wrist or your forearm. Really pull on the right hand. Try to keep your neck nice and upright, crown of your head reaching directly upwards rather than veering off to the side. Good job. And then inhale, raise your hands. As you exhale, transition your left hand behind your tail and your right hand to the outer left thigh. Take a deep breath in and feel as if the crown of your head is being pulled up by the hair follicles on it. And as you exhale and twist from the midriff, begin to work your way up through the thoracic vertebrae again. Breath by breath, moment by moment, bone by bone. And again, find yourself looking directly into the corners of both eyes. And then maintain that upright spine and the rotation of your navel and heart to the left as you take your attention now and peer down over your right shoulder towards your hip. Try experimenting with more solidly grounding the palm of your left hand there behind your tail. And just lean your head slightly back as well as over to the right. Try to lean into that stretch and focus your breath into the left side of your neck where it feels perhaps a little bit tight. And then come facing me with your left arm over your right arm back to that eagle bind. Let your shoulder girdle settle. Draw your neck long and tall out of the shoulder girdle and really draw those forearms forwards quite purposefully. Keep breathing into the very back of your lungs as you pull the shoulder blades apart. And then slowly begin to lean back, tilt your forearms to the ceiling, reveal as much of your front body as you can to the heavens, and keep that front body nice and open and spacious. In other words, keep your arms in the orientation that they are, even now as you begin to fold towards the earth again. Ground your sitting bones, flex your feet, close your eyes, focus on what's going on deep beneath your own skin. And just hang out there, breathing into your back body, breathing into your pelvis, breathing down into your hips. A little voice inside you telling you when it's time to rise. In this case, it's mine. But inhale, come slowly up. And then take your forearms to the right and your eyes to the left, as they say. And as you draw your forearms over to the right and try to shrug tight shoulders away from your ears a little further, really find that stretch in your left deltoid muscle as you continue to twist the neck. Long deep breaths. And then just come back to the midline. Unravel your arms from their bind. And finally, whilst we finish this little seated section, press your knuckles into your thighs and just mobilize your shoulders. Some high lifts of your shoulders up around your ears.
In that case, could you take that little bag, plastic bag, David?
Mm-hmm. Not silenced, Tina, we can all hear. What's he up to? And then flip the palms and roll your shoulders forwards in that same leisurely, conscious way. Ease into those nooks and crannies that feel tight. And then once you've had a good old roll of your shoulders both ways, just bring yourself over to kneel. So once you've got yourself kneeling on all fours, bring your wrists so that they're wider than the width of your mat, but your knees wind up beneath your hips. So a little bit more work at shoulder mobility. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, take your right shoulder to your left wrist and soften your forearm, your left forearm, to the floor. See if you can lay the side of your face on the back of your hand. So you're going all the way down, draping the forearm across the width of your mat. Meantime, your buttocks, like two party balloons, floating up to the sky. Close your eyes, clear your brain. The gravitational pull of the earth, making you feel more grounded. and then come slowly back up again on the in-breath. So off you go with the opposite shoulder heading to the opposite arm, and the forearm coming to the floor, and the side of your face, if it will go that low, coming to rest on the back of your hand. And again, just feel the pull of the earth and sense that feeling of grounding through your foundations and a profound connectivity with the earth. And just come back to the midline, and as you come back to the midline, bring your wrists back beneath your shoulders and then walk your hands forwards, poised on your fingertips. With your hands positioned like two little wigwams, toes tucked under, knees beneath hips, keep lifting your outer armpits and lower your brow, your breastbone to the floor. Now keeping the armpits lifted, elbows lifted, wrists lifted, palms of your hands lifted. Try to inch your fingertips a little further forwards. Try bringing your forehead more heavily to the floor. And then imagine, as you next breathe in, dragging your fingers towards yourself, and see if you can just encourage the muscles in the underseams of your armpits, your upper back, to become a little bit more engaged. Now stay low, flatten your toenails and swim your hands to rest down by your feet, lining up your fingers with your toes in child pose. Again, let your shoulders now soften and your forehead rest heavy on the earth. The weight of your front body rest on the tops of your thighs. And again, feel that sense of being grounded. As you inhale, rise up onto your knees, onto your shins, and fanning out your fingers, doming your palms, heavily weight your tail. Engage your buttocks and shift your hips forwards above the knees. As your fingers spread wide and your palms dome to the sky, try to open your arms a little wider and stretch out the collarbones, smile your lips. Try not to throw the neck, keep the neck long, your shoulders releasing away from your ears. On the exhale, cave the belly, sweep your hands back down alongside your feet and bring weight to bear once again on your brow. Let your shoulders relax, the polar opposite of what you were just doing, as you come into that introspective, mind, nervous system calming forward bend in child pose. And then, like a flower rising up in the sunshine, spread your petals, open your heart and come back into that back bend and try to travel the hips forwards, engage the buttocks. And as you stretch out your hands and fan out your fingers and dome your palms, lengthen the back of your neck out of the shoulder girdle. Feel that stretch manifesting in the front of your body. And then again, like you did before, exhale, slide your hands back alongside your feet and bring weight once again to the brow. Shoulders slack and relax. Steady breath. Weight of your body resting on your thighs. Now slowly from here, rise up back to kneeling and tuck your toes under and perch your sit bones onto your heels. Extend both arms out in front of you, parallel to the floor like a pair of tram tracks. Perched on your heels, exhale and take a twist, taking your arm all the way back, bringing both arms parallel to the length of your mat. And then take your arm back and bring the arms to parallel. Exhaling, reach back, look back, keep the neck long. Try not to hunch the shoulders up around your ears. Ignore any disgruntlement that's coming from your toes. And then bring both arms back parallel to the floor. Keep the arms really super strong and switched on. Spinal muscles strong and switched on. Exhaling, once again twist from the midriff and stretching out across your collarbones and your shoulder blades. And then bring that arm back parallel to the floor. And then twist one more time in the opposite direction. Keep drawing your crown upwards, heavily weighting your tail. And then still perched on your toes, if you can bear it, interlock your fingers again, turn your palms away, cave your belly, and in this introspective forward bend, gazing towards your navel, quite literally navel gazing, keep tractioning your shoulders apart, hollowing the belly, rounding the back, tailbone travelling towards the space between your knees. And then inhale and raise your hands once again above your crown. And exhale as you angel wing your hands back down. Now walk your hands forwards, give your toes a little round of applause. And once you've got the circulation moving back into the toes and they feel as they should, tuck them under, but don't panic. Lift your knees off the floor and come into down facing dog. Alternately paddle out your feet, bending your knees and walking your dog at a leisurely pace, so keeping things nice and slow today. So as you walk out your dog, let your head hang heavy. And whilst your head's hanging heavy, externally rotate the upper arms into the shoulders. Drive energy from your thumb joints round to your little finger joints. And the outer elbows, try to draw those inwards towards the inner wrists. Prizing the shoulder blades apart, imagine lifting your heart up between the shoulders, still treading out the feet, massaging your toes. Now once you've had a jolly good walk of your dog, come back to stillness. Spin on the balls of your toes and at a leisurely pace again, start to wag your dog's tail. Hollowing out the belly still, externally rotating the upper arms into the shoulders, spiraling energy from your thumb joints to your little fingers. Once you've had a little bit of time wagging at that leisurely dog's pace, your tail from side to side, start to swagger your way up to the top of your mat, still swinging your hips. And as you arrive at the top of your mat in ragdoll in your standing forward bend, as well as maybe tucking your t-shirt in, just bring your thumbs to the crease of the elbows and place pressure on your forearms with your palms. Now start to pendulum your torso from thigh to thigh. Let the weight of your head be completely heavy, your jaw slack, the skin on your face, muscles of your face slack and relaxed. Once you've had a pleasant rock and roll from side to side over your feet, come to stillness again. Rearrange the cross of your forearms. Apply a little pressure again through the palms of your hands onto your forearms, adding weight to the arms, helping to traction those shoulders a little more. Try to find that still space, that peaceful oasis, deep within your own anatomy. Now release your hands and dangle your fingers towards your toes. Lift your feet and try to shuffle the palms of your hands underneath your feet. That might involve you bending your knees deeply. That doesn't matter whether your knees are bent or your legs are relatively straight. Start to shift the weight forwards to the heels of your hands, closer to the wrists, through the toes. Let your head remain heavy. Tuck your chin into the cradle of your collarbones. Try peering up between your thighs and past your tailbone towards the ceiling. Still shifting the weight forwards through the feet into the backs of your hands. Pull against your feet with your palms now and look forwards through heart and eyes towards the top of your mat beyond your toes. Try to gently straighten your legs a little bit more and imagine your buttocks floating upwards to the sky. Deep breaths. Long deep breaths, really opening up the respiratory tract, opening up your chest. Next exhale, fold back in, come back into that deep forward bend. Tuck your chin into your collarbones again and try peering up between your thighs past your tailbone to the ceiling once more. Keep shifting the weight forwards into the heels of your hands. And then again, keep that weight shifted into the backs of your hands, through the toes, balls of your toes. Look forwards once more along the bridge of your nose. Draw the shoulders away from your ears and continue to encourage those buttocks and sit bones to rise. Deep breaths, breathing thoracically into the side ribs as well as into the belly. And then exhale, and as you fold in this time, release those poor old hands from underneath the soles of your feet. With your chin tucked into your collarbones, begin to slowly curl your way back up through the vertebrae to come to stand. Begin to pour the fingertips of your right hand to the floor. Let your arm just be heavy. Now solidly weight your left heel. Keep leaning as far as you can over to the side of your mat. Feel that stretch wherever it manifests in the left side of your body. And then slowly come back up with a deep breath in. Now begin to lean over to the left. Let your left hand dangle limp towards the floor. Solidly weight your right heel. Feel that stretch shift into the right ribs and waist. Hang out there, maybe close your eyes and just be fully aware of the sensations within. And then just come straight back up again with an upright spine suspended from your crown, just like a plumb line. Take an in-breath and circle the room that you're in with your fingertips. Bring your hands once again above your crown. And as you raise your hands and stretch your fingertips upwards towards the ceiling, exhale and just graze your right forearm wrist with your fingers. Inhale, come back to the midline. Now adding a little bit more flexion, a little bit more mobility as you move rhythmically to the timing of your own breath. Just swaying like a reed on the breeze, from right to left, left to right, at a completely leisurely pace. And just feel that beginning to really wake up the side body, free up the spine. Again, silencing the constant chitter-chatter within the brain. And then once you've done one more visit to each side, and not in a tearing hurry to get them done, come back to where we all began and step your feet together, interlock your fingers this time behind your tail, and as you get your fingers to intertwine, just move them up a notch, ensuring by doing so that you're not threading the same forefinger to the front. Send your knuckles to the floor, lift your gaze through heart and eyes towards the ceiling. Try to really draw your shoulder blades deeper into your back rib cage. Engage your glutes. Send your hips forwards. Find a stretch manifesting in the front of your thighs, hip flexors, belly, chest. And then exhale. And as you do, and your belly concaves as the core muscles contract and the breath departs, fold into that forward bend, this time letting your knuckles potentially cascade down towards the ground. Don't impose your will on your shoulders. Just hang out there, tucking your chin back into the cradle of your collarbones and try to peer up between your thighs and past your tailbone towards the sky. Soften the elbows, round the arms. Imagine trying to pull your fingers apart from their bind. Continue with those long deep breaths as you bend your knees, lower your knuckles to your tail. Come into chair, squeeze your thighs side by side, take your arms forwards, drop in a little bit deeper with your arms parallel to the floor, take the weight back into the heels and lift and spread your toes. Exhaling, take your left arm back and parallel your arms with the length of your mat. Keep squeezing your belly to your spine, squeezing together your thighs. Take a deep breath in, come back to where you began, stay low. Exhale, keep lifting the toes, squeezing the thighs, reach back with your right arm. Try to follow its progress with your eyes. Keep dropping your seat, knees squeezing together side by side. Come back to the midline with a deep breath in. One more round. It was much easier kneeling. Exhaling as you twist. Keep low. Inhale, bring your left arm to join your right. Exhale, twist. Squeeze out the breath. And inhale, bring your arms back to parallel. And then see if you can lower the toes, lift your heels, and then slowly come into a deep squat. Raise your arms upwards towards the sky with a deep breath in. And stay balanced on your toes as you exhale. Skyrocket your crown. Let your hands come down by your thighs and lower your heels to the ground. And standing quietly in mountain pose with a heavily weighted tail nudging towards the pubic bone and an upright spine. Fan out your fingers and turn your palms towards me. Take a deep breath in. Imagine painting a colourful rainbow in the room that you're in with your hands reaching up to the sky. As you exhale, this time part the sky, look forward through your heart and eyes, return to that standing forward bend, hinging at the hip crease, heavy head again, either hands on shins or lined up by toes. Inhale, look forwards along the bridge of your nose, halfway rise. As you exhale, step your left foot back, lower your left knee to the floor. Push firmly into the front foot and bring your hands onto this front thigh. Glide the hips forward symmetrically like a pair of car headlamps shining on the wall ahead. And then raise your hands upwards towards the sky, reach up high. Exhale, draw your elbows to meet somewhere between the shoulder blades. Push into that front foot, inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, fan out the fingers, palms face forwards, elbows squeeze. Inhale. Exhaling, glide forwards those hips. Inhale. Last one of these, exhale, squeeze. And inhale, raise your arms. Now take your right arm down to the floor beneath your right hip. It doesn't have to reach the floor, but reach for the floor with the fingertips. Take the left arm, frame the side of your face with it. Turn the palm of your hand to the wall behind and peer up past your tricep towards where the wall meets the ceiling. Keep gliding forwards those hips. Keep strongly pressing this front foot into the floor. Heavily weight the tail. Try not to pitch forwards too much. Now bring both arms back to frame your ears. As you exhale, angel wing your hands back to the ground. Be on your fingertips, and if your hands won't come to the floor, happily, bring them onto a couple of books or blocks. Now slide that right heel forwards. Look beyond the toes through heart and eyes. Keeping your hands shoulder width, parallel. Come into your pyramid pose. Take some long deep breaths and keep trying to direct the toes towards the ceiling. Feel that affecting your Achilles, calf, hamstring. And again in that forward bend, clear out the clutter from your brain and smooth the rough edges within your nervous systems, leaving no jars behind. And as you try not to disturb or jar that feeling of stillness, slowly slide the heel of your front foot in and come back into runner's lunge. Finally, just keeping your left hand on the floor, raise your right hand to the sky and just take a twist towards your inner thighs. Stretch out across both your collarbones and shoulder blades. Keep drawing the fingertips across the ceiling as if you're trying to turn your whole front body towards the sky. Now bring both hands back to parallel. Pick up the back knee. Slide the back foot up to join the front. Come back into another forward bend, bowing humbly towards the earth again. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold deeply back into your thighs. Inhale, paint a circle of light around the room that you're in. Gather your palms to prayer. Come back to raise mountain and then dive in a swan dive back into your forward bend. Inhale to halfway rise. Taking your right foot back and lowering your knee to the floor. Take a moment or two to prepare your base, to figure out whether you need to pad out the knee, and then bring your hands to the front thigh and glide those hips forwards. Weight the tail. See if you can find the full expression of that stretch into the front of your body. And if you feel okay, raise your arms again with a deep breath in to frame your ears. Drawing the arms out of your peripheral sight, and then exhale, draw your elbows out wide. Now keep your arms in that position just for a little bit of variation on the shoulders. Exhale, turn your fingertips to the floor. Keep the elbows in line with the armpits. Inhale, lift your fingertips. Exhale, squeeze, glide forwards the hips, push firmly into that front foot. Inhale. Exhaling. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Now raise the arms once again towards the sky. Now take your left arm down by your side body. Try not to pitch forwards, but lean to the side. And as you reach with your left fingertips, imagine you've got long fingernails that you're going to spike into the floor. Lean over as far as you can to the side and really experience, if you will, that stretch into the side body. Deep, deep breaths. Keep supercharging that left arm all the way to the tips of your fingers. And then bring both arms to frame your ears with a deep breath in. And then exhale and rainbow your hands back to shoulder width. Straightening your front leg without locking the knee. Peel back the top of the sole of your foot and stake solidly your heel to the floor. Really wedge it in, and then imagine trying to pull your heel back. Hollow your belly, try to hinge at the hip crease, and behind you extend the tip of your tail. Avoid looking down, but keep looking forwards, so you're not collapsing at the neck. Imagine the crown of your head being pulled forwards, whilst the tip of your tail is being drawn back. From your forward bend, slowly bring a bend back to your knee and shift the hips forwards. Keep your right hand on the floor, raise your left hand to the sky and spread your fingers like a starburst. Try to really find that full rotation up through your thoracic spine to the neck and begin to draw your fingertips over to the wall behind you. So you're really stretching out your armpit, your chest. And then bring both hands back to your mat to shoulder width. And this time, instead of stepping up to the top of your mat, come back into plank, just for a little bit of work on strength, heat, stability, a little bit of determination and tenacity to build up that upper body strength. Soften your elbows, push back your heels, squeeze together your inner thighs. That feeling when you're zipping up a pair of jeans, find that feeling as you squeeze together your frontal hips and hollow your belly. Keep lengthening your crown forwards. Try not to collapse at the neck. And as you push firmly into the floor with both hands, spread the weight to the finger pads and then determinedly press back through your heels. If you're still with me, start alternately bending your knees and palpating the mat with your toes. If you're not with me, take a breather. Come to child pose or kneeling on all fours. And then finding stillness in your plank, lower your knees to the mat, your sit bones to your heels, and sweep your hands back to your feet to come into factory settings back in child pose once again. And as you find yourself in child pose, softening those elbows, relaxing your shoulders, slackening your jaw. Once again, feel the layer of gravity, the weight of your body being drawn effortlessly into the earth. Now slowly curl your way back up through the spine. Take your time. Pop your sit bones to the left of your heels and bring your right foot to the outside edge of your left thigh. Poised in preparation to come into your seated twist, bring your hands onto your kneecaps. If you need a block or a firm cushion underneath your seat, this is the time to acknowledge that and to provide yourself with one, but just take a few deep breaths here. Pressing into the balls of your toes, witnessing your sitting bones equally grounding your weight. Consciously descending both the tailbone and the pubic bone towards the earth. Let your shoulders melt away from your ears and the neck moves swan-like out of the shoulder girdle whilst the crown of your head domes upwards towards the sky. Those conscious breaths, again taming your nervous systems, quietening your brain. Now as you crack open your eyes, just take a nice slow windmill sail of your right arm around the shoulder girdle and deposit your hand to the floor. Only turn the fingertips to the left of your mat. Reach up high with your left hand to the sky. Get a real sense of uplift. Try to keep your sitting bones heavily grounded though. Bring your elbow to the side of the knee, tip of your forefinger upon the tip of your thumb, working with mudra to help to promote mental clarity. And as you twist and push down through the big toe mound still of your right foot, squeeze out the breath and feel the fibres of your belly wrapping like swaddling bands around your waistline. Imagine now just climbing up the thoracic vertebrae like you're climbing a spinal staircase. One step at a time, one breath at a time. Work with the breath. Continue to pay attention to the feelings, sensations, the inner workings beneath your skin. Now look over your front shoulder, your left shoulder in this case, and once again just release the neck and peer down towards the floor by the left hip. Just let the weight of your head do all the work for you. And as you continue to sink the right palm and lean over to the left maybe a little bit more, just feel once again the pull of gravity. And then slowly unwind and bring yourself into a counter twist. Bring both hands to the floor to the left of your hip and really solidly squish down your right sit bone. Drive your hands into the floor and steer your navel heart towards the left while bowing your head now humbly towards the ground again. Try to imagine lifting your heart up between the shoulder blades as you drive the shoulder blades apart. Deep breaths. Each time you exhale, try to really strongly connect to the muscles deep in your belly, your pelvic floor. Now come facing forwards and scoop up this right foot into the hands so you're holding your foot like a stirrup. Then lift the foot in line with the armpit of your right arm and push your foot into your hands, but also pull your hands against your foot with an equal degree of force. And with that equal force, keep hugging the thigh to the front of the belly, the knee to the front of the chest. And as you push your foot into your hands, prise the shoulder blades apart. Hold the leg bent for a few breaths and try and draw up a little bit taller through your spine there. Now keeping that force between your hands and your foot going, try straightening your leg without locking your knee and without collapsing your lower back to the floor. So try not to arch your back. Be right on the front of your sit bones. Keep gazing high above the tips of your toes so your neck stays long. You're not crowding the throat by bowing your head to your heart. As you push your foot into your hands and you pull against your hands, pull against your foot with your hands, keep breathing. Now try to maintain the integrity of your spine. Take your left hand and bring it to the little toe side of your right foot. It could be the outer ankle or even the thigh, calf, whatever you can reach on that right leg. And then take your right foot over to the left. And once again, just bring yourself with a nice upright spine to follow the progress of your right arm as it travels directly to the wall behind. Try to stay poised on the very top of your sit bones. Working this stretch into this right IT band, keep sinking your right sit bone, your right hip. If you haven't got your leg straight, then keeping it bent but really maintaining a nice upright spine. And then slowly come back to the midline, bring your right leg back, and then see if you can either use a belt if you need to, or use your 2 peace fingers around your big toe, taking your time. Take your right leg out to the side and take your left arm off to the left, parallel to the ground. Let the left hand be the object of your attention. Keep breathing, really opening up the chest, lengthening the spine, deepening the breath. And then soften the right knee, lower the heel to the floor. See if you can keep hold of the foot, even if it's a belt that you've got around your foot. And then take your left arm up and overhead and reach with your fingertips towards your toes. Soften the left elbow and just take a long, juicy stretch and some deep, deep breaths into the side ribs and the waist, whilst adding that little twist. There's always a little twist. Squeeze out the breath and turn your navel, heart and eyes towards the sky. And then just release. And as you do, just bring your left hand to the left of you, point your right toes. Slide the floor with your right fingertips. Lift yourself up and spreading your fingers, doming your palm, thrust your hips and your heart to the heavens. Super glue the right foot to the floor. And imagine sucking energy through the right leg like a straw. The muscles of the right leg hugging the bones and ascending to the hip. Keep doming the side body. Supercharge that supporting arm. And when that pose begins to lose its shine, lower your seat and come all the way back onto your mat. Now bend the right knee, take the left foot to the outside seam of your thigh. Poised on the top of your sitting bones, employing a block again or a firm cushion to be your base. Bring your hands to your knees, blink, close your eyes, slacken your jaw. Take a few more conscious breaths. In and out through the nose, feel your shoulders relax. Your mind quieten. Just fully show up for yourself. And then from here, just take a slow motion windmill sail of your left arm around the room. And then position your hand behind your tail and pivot your fingertips to the right. Then reach up high with the right hand to the sky and stay on the top of your seat and enjoy that stretch into the side body before bringing the elbow to the side of the knee and the tip of the forefinger pressed lightly against your thumb. Now keep pressing down the big toe mound of your foot. Keep your sitting bones securely grounded. And serenely, maybe with your eyes closed or a soft unfocused gaze, just see how you can really work to create this profound twist all the way up through the thoracic vertebrae to the neck again. Deep breaths, quiet brain. And then when you feel inclined, just take your attention over your right shoulder and peer down towards your hip. And again, just let the weight of your head facilitate this stretch here into the left side of your neck. Keep sinking strongly the palm of your hand. Continue to listen to your breathing, listen to your body, and quietly unwind to bring your hands over to the right of your hips this time. Remember to solidly weight down your left sit bone and drive your hands into the floor and steer your navel along with your heart and your gaze to the spot between the thumbs. Arching your upper back, driving your shoulder blades apart. Deep breaths, flooding the plane of your back. And then from that counter twist, just come facing forwards again and scoop up the left foot this time in both hands. And keeping the knee bent, wedge the knee into the left armpit. Try to stay more on the front of your sitting bones than rolling onto the back of them and your coccyx. With an upright spine, front of your body pressed against thigh, thigh pressed against front body, keep pushing your foot into your hands and pulling against your foot with both hands. And then slowly experiment with straightening your leg without losing the pressure between your foot and your hands and without collapsing onto your lower back. Keep gazing up beyond the toes in this pose. Try to feel as if you're really sitting poised on the very, very top of your sit bones. And then just keeping up that equal force, just switch the right hand to the little toe side of the foot or bring your hand to the calf or use your belt to support your leg, and then sweep the arm back and bring your arm back to the back of your mat and try reaching with your fingertips towards the wall behind. Whilst pushing your foot against your palm, begin to guide your foot with the help of your hand over to the right this time. So you're looking to stretch out the outer seam of your thigh, hip. And then come facing forwards and either using your belt or scooping up the big toe with your two peace fingers. And then just keeping on the top of your seat, take your left leg out to the left this time. Keep the integrity of your spine, really upright the spine. It's quite tempting to just collapse at the lower back and sink onto your coccyx, your tailbone. Really opening up the chest, deep, deep breaths. And then soften this left knee, and as you land the heel and slide the foot forwards, you could try keeping hold of your foot, and then just drive your right arm up and overhead. And gently coax the arm back and breathe once again with focus and awareness into your body. If you find that your mind is becoming wayward, drifting off into a storyline, thought or plan, judgment, self-criticism, whatever it might be, just come back to the sensations within your body, your breath. And then in that same breath-led way, take your right hand over to the right of your hip and side the floor with your left fingertips. And as you come into that big old stretch into the top of your body, side ribs and waist, try to really supercharge your limbs. Dome your palm. Lift your gaze through navel, heart and eyes towards the heavens. And when that pose begins to lose its charm, slowly release. And as you release, take both legs out in front of you, sitting in your seated staff. Raise your arms and pluck a few stars out of the heavens, alternately reaching into the sky with your hands. And as you grasp a few of those stars and just draw them down to earth, then reach up symmetrically and seek out the moon between the palms of your hands. Reach up high and pluck that full moon from the sky. And as you exhale, let the moon set beyond the toes. Hinge at the hip crease, flex the feet, roll your thigh muscles in and down. Gaze through heart and eyes towards your toes. Try not to headbutt your shin bones. Soften your elbows, melt your shoulders. Let everything in your back body slacken, whilst your deep core muscles remain engaged to protect the back. Squeeze out the breath. Each time you exhale, empty all the way to the bottom. And each time you breathe in, try to breathe in fully and completely, improving the capacity of your lungs. Each time you exhale, squeeze out the breath, feel your pelvic floor rise, your belly suck up into your back rib cage. And then from there, just tuck your chin into your collarbones, slither your hands along your shins, and bring yourself to lie on your mat with knees bent and feet hip width. Aware that this is the first time we've actually laid down on the mat for today's practice. Just take a moment or two once again to become aware of your foundations. The back of your shoulders, shoulder blades, back rib cage. The lengths of your arms, the soles of your feet, pads and balls of your toes. Feel them all being received by the earth and supported by it. Lay the palms of your hands on your front body and feel the breath being received into your belly and chest underneath the palms of your hands. Consciously relax your shoulders, slacken your jaw, and refocus your internal gaze back on the space above the two eyebrows on the center of your forehead now. Watch as the breath moves in, feel the belly rise. Observe the breath as it flows out and feel your belly cave. Again, if you notice your mind is playing tricks, come back to the sensations within your body, the feelings and sensations within your breath. Gently begin to glide your feet to the two front corners of your mat. Let your legs become slack and relaxed. Release your hands from the front of your body and let the backs of your hands rest somewhere adrift of your hips. Be aware of your new foundations, your new points of contact between you and the earth. The weight of your heels, calves, thighs, the backs of your arms, wrists, hands. Keep your awareness with your breath and with your body as you watch your belly subtly rising and falling. The constant ebb and flow of your breath, an anchor for your brain. A cleansing elixir, a soothing balm for your body. Feel your body heavy, slack, and relaxed. Of course, the beauty of practicing yoga in your own home is that you don't have to get up and leave until you feel ready. So if you'd prefer to remain resting in Shavasana for longer, then please feel absolutely free to do so. Those of you that feel it's time to move along into the rest of your day, start to gently reawaken your body. Start by wriggling your fingers, wriggling your toes, circling your hands, rotating your feet, and maybe moving towards a full stretch between the extremities with a deep breath in. So gather up your legs, wrap yourself into a fetal ball and roll over onto one side, and just pause there for a moment or three in recovery. Once again, just ask of yourself, how do I feel? without judgment, accept whatever answer you receive. Come sitting quietly cross-legged with closed eyes, ending the practice where we began in cross-legged easy pose. Poise right on the very top of your sitting bones. Let your shoulders melt away from your ears. Let both hands rest on your knees or thighs. Take a few more conscious breaths in and out of your body through your nose. And as you continue to cultivate that sense of inner stillness and serenity, bring your hands home in front of your heart, bow your head to privately, prayerfully look into your heart today and simply lift whoever it is, whatever situation or situations you find to be there. Namaste, thank you very much.